Hello guys, it's DranSword here, doing another Beyblade discussion. So this is sort of a news discussion as per usual around this time of month. The December releases have been revealed, so there are 4 things, well I guess 5 things to talk about kind of, but yeah, so first up here, I'm going to go out of order in terms of product release order because 2 of the things here aren't really that interesting. First up, BX22. This is the DranSword entry starter. Basically, it's a DranSword re-release. It comes with a proto-launcher type of thing, or something that at least looks like it, opposed to the regular launchers. It costs as much as a booster. It's not the worst thing ever, but I just don't care about this release. It just feels like a wasted release. Like, they didn't have to make this. I mean, they did something like this in Beyblade Burst at the start of the series with Valkyrie and Spriggan, but those made more sense because they were cheaper, like a lot cheaper. But also they were, DX starters, they had the Baylogger, so it made sense to give them kind of a cheaper release. But with this, it's like, yeah, it's a couple extra, or a couple less dollars. I mean, sure. Like, I guess you're saving money, but like at that point, it's just kind of whatever, honestly. Yeah, this release overall, I'm not going to hate on it because it's not like a necessary one, but it just feels like it didn't need to exist. Moving on, we have BX25, the case. This is just kind of a case. It's 4,000 yen. No, no thanks. I'm going to be skipping this one. It looks like a nice case. It's just kind of pricey, I feel like, for what it is, and also, aside from the price, it's just kind of I don't care. You do have a few slots for bays, and some extra, looks like bits, launcher, pass, and then kind of just an extra spot where they have a launcher grip, and maybe just some extra space for other parts, but again, it looks fine. It's just like, I'm not gonna be buying this, Let's get into the things that people actually care to hear about. First up is, of course, BX23 PhoenixWing 960 gear flat. So this one is something. So first up, gear flat looks kind of like Jaggy from not Metal Fight, from Burst, like a larger Jaggy, so this might be more aggressive. Maybe I've heard something about this may be more aggressive on the extreme line, so maybe it'll have, I don't know if it'll be faster. I think that the gears will have to be different, but I think maybe it will be something that could get to the extreme line more consistently, perhaps, or, get to it faster, something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This one is a little bit up in the air right now to how it's going to perform, but still, it looks pretty neat, I guess. I do wish maybe we could get something a little bit different for once, because it's been a lot of variants of parts, but, like, I mean, sure, I guess. Anyway. The ratchet being 960 is good and bad. The good part is, well, first of all, it just looks cool. That's nice. But the good thing is that skipping all the way to 9 means we will probably get 6, 7, and 8-sided ratchets, I'd assume. Though this is the same company that made DB armors like a year ago, and made 0 through 10, but skipped 5, so I'm not sure I would trust them on that, but it's likely that we'll probably see more ratchet, more ratchets with the different contact point amounts, so going up to 9, that's pretty nice. My only real criticism here is that it's 60 again. I don't want to take this out on Phoenix itself. I think Phoenix, again, this works perfectly fine for it, but I just really wish we could get more ratchet heights, We only have 7 so far anyway, but being locked to just 60 and 80 kinda sucks. Would like to see some more at some point, but for now, this is at least cool and something new. PhoenixWing, yeah, this thing just looks great. There's nothing else to say about it other than, yeah, it looks phenomenal. It's a great looking blade. I like the gold on the gear chip, and just the gear chip design looks great. The red metal coat on this thing looks great. I like the yellow plastic as well. Yeah, this looks great. This is definitely the best looking blade we've gotten in a mainline release so far. One other side note, this does come with a string launcher, a red and black one, which is pretty nice. I am glad to see another string launcher being released, so there you go. If you didn't buy the one on its own, or if you didn't buy the entry set, not entry set, the Start Dash set, and you didn't get the black one or the blue one, here's a red one that is in a kind of a more important product, so there you go. Overall, I think PhoenixWing is looking great, and I'm very, very excited for it. Definitely the most exciting Beyblade X release so far for me. There's also a kind of other Phoenix Bay. It's called PhoenixFeather. I can't show images, unfortunately, but PhoenixFeather is sort of another Phoenix type of bay. Apparently it's going to be released as the blade only, but there is sort of a stock combo being 360 flat, the DranSword combo, but again, apparently it's not going to come with those parts. But PhoenixFeather, there was some talk about this being a limited edition bait, like a lottery bait, that it was going to be like 1 in 100, which was absurd. When I saw it, I'm like, there's no way, that's insane. There's no way Tiger Company would do something like that. They'd be out of their minds for it. Yeah, it turns out that, yeah, no, that's not quite right. I'm glad I waited before I went, crazy over that one, but, it looks like there's something about the Korokoro next month having something to do with it, so I'm assuming it's either going to be, like, just comes with the Korokoro, potentially, or maybe a Korokoro mail order. Since it's just a blade, I'm kind of leaning towards the former, though. Hopefully you just kind of get it with the Korokoro, that'd be nice, and then it should be pretty accessible. So hopefully something like, first Uranus or something. And yeah, I might pick up an extra 360 ratchet and flat bit just for the sake of having the proper stock combo for it permanently, but I guess we'll wait and see on that. But anyway. Just a cool little extra thing I want to mention before we get into anything else. So yeah, this is a pretty cool looking blade. Unfortunately, I can't show it like I said, but maybe next month I'll show it if the official images are out. We'll see. Anyways, moving on to the final product of this kind of news roundup. BX24 Random Booster Volume 2. Now, I'm not going to go off on the Random Booster because I've already made a whole Beyblade discussion where I talked about Random Boosters and the problem with them, and based on the future releases of 2024 and what we know about it, it's not looking great with random boosters and how many there are, but I'm not gonna go off on it here. I've already made the whole video, so there's that. But yeah, I'll just go on the random. I'll just talk about the random booster as is. What is there in this random booster? Is it good? So let's just start off with the prize bay. Honestly, let's just get this one done because I don't think it's overly interesting. Honestly, and I more so want to talk about some of the parts in here. But yeah. First up, we have the prize WyvernGale 580 Gear Ball. So Gear Ball apparently is going to be a bit that it can apparently get to the extreme line more, and that's kind of interesting for a stamina type. Apparently, it's meant to help it stay upright or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird for a stamina type, but whatever. I guess it's kind of cool. It's a different idea. It kind of makes it more distinct from just something like, ball or orb. I like that. Even if I don't think it's like the craziest thing and kind of a weird idea, making it more distinct is never a bad thing. And also, makes me wonder what they're trying to do here for stamina types. I noticed in Burst that stamina and defense types for the most part were pretty, I don't want to say interchangeable, but I feel like they were kind of getting to that point where they kind of were seeming a little bit mixed, and I feel like it's cool that they're trying to maybe take stamina in a new direction, because I feel like Fafnir was the only stamina type where I'm like, yeah, that's a stamina type. In Burst. Now, okay, you have, Wizard Arrow's kind of the basic one, but you have now this kind of thing that uses the extreme line to kind of move around and stuff a little bit more, which is, I don't know if that's going to work, but cool idea. And also, Viper Tail, this whole idea of, draining spin. I like what they're doing here. Again, they're taking some different approaches to stamina types, and kind of leaving defense on its own with how it was, but I think trying to change up stamina types is a good thing, and if nothing else, I know some of the ones have been a little bit awkward for stamina, but still I think experimenting with that to try and make it more distinct, I feel like is a good thing overall, especially because I feel like defense was much more dominant in Burst opposed to stamina in terms of like what they were doing, because like look at like GT, Sparking, and then like DB/BU, there were more defense types than stamina types. Stamina types were again just kind of in that awkward spot, I feel like. So kind of trying to change them up, I think, is a good thing. Anyway, also comes with a 580 ratchet, just like Viper Tail. Sure, why not? And then the WyvernGale blade, it looks kind of bland, I'm not gonna lie. Something about airflow or something to help it stay upright. It's kind of a typical basic stamina gimmick, but sure. Yeah, it looks, just the appearance of it, it's like green and whatnot. I don't dislike green, I actually like green a lot, but I don't know, it just doesn't really strike me as being overly interesting looking. It looks fine, but I also just think that when you have PhoenixWing coming out in the same wave, it's going to struggle a bit to stand out, I feel like, but it looks fine. As far as the other pulls go, our next one is, of course, kind of the recolor of it with a yellow WyvernGale 360 taper. So this one, nice. I kind of should have did purple, honestly, for WyvernGale, just to reference Wyvern and Burst, but just getting a WyvernGale recolor is nice. 360. So basically, we only have 6 ratchets. I guess we have 7 now with 960, but it's brand new. I didn't expect them to put it in the random booster, so it's kind of fine. But yeah, using the other 6 ratchets, I feel like, yeah, you're going to get every ratchet here, it makes sense. But taper, not good. We should not be getting wave 1 stuff outside of the ratchets at this point. I think the ratchets make sense because we just don't have enough, but like, for bits, there were plenty of other bits you could have done. I don't like that at all. Next up, we kind of a black and purple Night Lance 460 Gear Ball. Another Night Lance recolor, pretty solid, and then another Gear Ball, which is really nice, and the 460, sure. We also got a really nice looking blue Viper Tail 560 flat, so 560 solid choice. Viper Tail I'll take as well. I know we got 3 of them already because, you know, the random booster select, but I'll take another one. Sure, why not? And then flat, again. We don't need these Wave 1 bits. Stop giving us Wave 1 bits and blades. We don't need them anymore. We have enough. Next up here we have a red Leon Claw 380 high needle. So 380 again's fine. Leon Claw getting a recolor. Actually really nice. I like the red. It looks pretty cool. Solid choice. I'm actually glad they did this one. And also high needle. I don't think high needle's gotten a reprint so far. So it's kind of cool to see them doing that as well. Again, just a nice part to have. And then there's the last one. Wizard Arrow 480 Gear Ball. Another Gear Ball? Great. 480 makes sense. Wizard Arrow. Why? We could have, do like Shark Edge at least. That would have been cool. I don't expect Drawn Dagger or Hell's Chain yet. They would have been nice, but I wouldn't have expected them. Rhino Horn could have been cool. It's like not as interesting of a November release, I guess. At least from what most people seem to think of it, so would have been a decent choice, or even maybe give us a Cobalt Drake recolor. I would have taken that, but I think Shark Edge would have made the most sense as the 6th band here. I think doing Wizard Arrow again, it's purple, that's nice, but it's our 7th one. I mean, we have the starter release, the recolor booster, the recolor original like 3-on-3 deck set, the one from Random Booster Line 1, the entry set, the Hell's Chain set, now this one in Random Booster for Line 2. We don't need more Wizard Arrows. And that's the kind of thing about this Random Booster. For the most part, good. 5 blades in here are great, New blade that gets a reprint as well, 3 of the other, recolored blades, Night Lance, solid choice. I think Viper Tail getting another release outside of its original Random Booster select is fine. Leon Claw getting any recolor is great. All the ratchets make sense. The bits, 4 of them are good. I mean, well, 3 of them are the new one, which is great, but also high needle getting a recolor. But like, flat and taper, why? We don't need more of these. We just don't. We got them enough. These 2 things plus Wizard Arrow, they were in Random Booster Line 1. Don't bring them back. We could do without them. Replace these with other things. Again, I would have just said Point and Orb would have made the most sense here. I mean, you had Leon Claw and Viper Tail in here. Just do those 2. It would have made perfect sense. Or at least Orb. Orb, I think, needs a release outside of the prize version of Viper Tail, so that would have been great. But Point would have been nice too, just to get its first recolor. I would have taken another low flat. I know it's, it was in Random Booster Line 1, got a re-release in the Hell's Chain set, but like, would not have been a bad choice, I think. If you want to keep maybe an attack bit, that would have been a fine one to do. And then maybe for balance, I guess you could have done Point, but I feel like Orb would have been better somewhere in there. And if, aside from Orb, I think, you could have also picked, Spike, Rush, or High Taper. Would not have expected them, but again, they would have been much better than Flat or Taper, because, we just don't need Wave 1 stuff. That's my biggest criticism here. Stop re-releasing Wave 1 stuff. We have enough. So with all that said, how's December looking? Honestly, pretty good. I actually think December probably is the best month so far. Random Booster Volume 2 actually did a pretty good job, I would say, for the most part. Couple issues here and there, but overall, pretty good. I don't think there's any single pull that is entirely just bad here. Like, even Wizard Arrow gives you Gear Ball, so, like, that's nice. Yeah, and like everything else in here gets something at least decent. Like the one with Taper, I mean, that's the recolor of WyvernGale, so that's good. And then flat comes on a Vipertail, so yeah, I mean, and also 560 and another reprint on the Vipertail, so like yeah, not bad. Fine enough random booster, I guess. And then of course, you know, PhoenixWing is great looking. Very excited for that one. PhoenixFeather, pretty nice. I mean, I do wish I got a stock on, but yeah. And then the other stuff, soft case exists, but I don't care about it. And then the DranSword entry starter is really stupid, but it's easy enough to ignore to where I'm not going to be up in arms over it. So I think, yeah, December, pretty good, pretty good. Nothing here is making me overly mad. It's not like October with, you know, the Vipertail random booster select, that was abysmal, and then also, even last month with, like, the, you know, like, the health chains that I thought was kind of not as good as the Tron Dagger set, and I thought it was a little bit weird and unbalanced, but yeah. So yeah, that's kind of just my thoughts on the news, so I'll be back next month for whatever we have for January, plus maybe a little bit of a better look at PhoenixFeather, I hope. So yeah, that's all for this video though, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.